When we are evaluating powers of I, the biggest thing that we need to know, again, is that I squared equals -1. So I'm going to use that property in my exponent rules to evaluate these different powers of I. So everything starts off with an I squared base. If I have an exponent to an exponent, that means I would multiply. So I want to figure out 2 times what number can get me as close to 15 as possible without going over. So I know 2 times 7 will get me to 14. So that would need to have an extra I added to it. So that extra I to get me to 15 is going to be multiplied behind. So the I squared to the 7th would be I to the 14th times I. So all of that together will equal I to the 15th. Now I squared I know to be a -1. So I'm going to replace that I squared with a -1 to the 7th, and I still have that times I behind. Well, I can evaluate -1 to the 7th by putting that into my calculator. Make sure we use our parentheses, and it's going to come out to give me a -1. And then I still multiply that by I, so I to the 15th is the same as -1I. Or it could be written just as a -I. The same thing's going to happen in letter B. I start with a base of I squared, and I want to know 2 times what can get me as close to, if not exactly, 24. Well, 2 times 12 will get me exactly to 24, so I don't need to incorporate any other i's. I can replace my I squared with -1, and -1 to the 12th is what I can put in the calculator. Again, don't forget your parentheses. -1 to the 12th power will give me a positive whole number 1.